Dr. Gottlieb, I want to come back to you as Meg digests some of these numbers that we have just seen, and it certainly does appear that this big leap, 14,000 new cases in Hubei alone, a lot of them in the epicenter of the virus, Wuhan.
The number of coronavirus cases has sharply risen following changes in the way it's diagnosed. The World Health Organization is seeking clarity from China after 15,000 more infections were recorded on Wednesday. 254 more deaths have been confirmed. That's more than double the previous daily record. Almost all of them are in Hubei province.
These are images the Chinese government doesn't want you to see. A medical center in Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. Under stress, short on supplies, overwhelmed with patients. The video is from Chun Cho, a lawyer who made the risky choice to become a citizen journalist and defy government efforts to control information.
In front of me is the virus, and behind me is the legal and administrative power of China. As long as I live in this city, I will continue to report. I only report what I see, what I hear. I'm not even scared of death. You think I'm afraid of the Communist Party?
Now Chun is gone. He disappeared last week and has not responded to messages. So far, authorities will only say he is, quote, under control.
According to scientists writing for the Lancet Medical Journal, Chinese authorities had preliminary information on the virus for more than 2 weeks before it was officially released. One citizen journalist documenting the outbreak in Wuhan, that's the city at the center of the outbreak, has reportedly been arrested. Another has just disappeared.
Dr. Li Wenliang tried to raise the alarm about a new mystery illness. Novel coronavirus is raging. Back in December, before any of this, Dr. Li warned medical students in a private chat group. Action was taken, but by the police. They forced him to sign this confession for spreading false rumors. Dr. Li went back to work, but his story got out, and he became a hero for a crisis that sorely needed one.
And amidst all the fear and misinformation, it seems like the Chinese people are really clinging to the memory of Dr. Li Wenliang as kind of a beacon of hope, if you will. The 34-year-old ophthalmologist was one of 8 people who was actually reprimanded by police for spreading rumours, something they say was illegal behaviour. And we're seeing lots of images like this being posted online, cartoons where the face mask that we've all seen him wearing has been replaced by something else. In this case, I think it's supposed to be the evil hand of censorship there keeping him quiet. He had tried to warn people about the threat of the then unidentified virus back in December. Had he been listened to, you wonder whether possibly that could have helped control the spread of it.
There were calls for freedom of speech, echoing this statement by Dr. Li, that in a healthy society, there should not be just one voice. They were swiftly censored. Dr. Li's death is a terrible moment in itself, but it's also a serious risk for the Chinese Communist Party. He was a symbol of transparency shut down by the government. And this isn't just an abstract debate about China's system of governance or the benefits of democracy. People here aren't spectators. The public is living through this epidemic and they're upset.
The timing of the release of this information, because he has become a martyr, a symbol really of China's repression of information.
As you say, the censorship being put into the spotlight, they're thrust into the spotlight, if you will.
They have also posted on social media saying that Dr. Li is telling us through his death what kind of future we will face if we lose the ability to express ourselves. So very, very strong words there from a state-affiliated newspaper. Very unusual stuff.
Across China, more than 80 cities have been partially locked down, and people's movements heavily restricted. But President Xi Jinping says some of these measures have gone too far, warning that it could harm the economy.
The situation in the region, though, remains bleak. Public frustration is building over how the outbreak has been handled. Today it was reported several senior Chinese officials have been punished. They were removed from their positions for dereliction of duty. The World Health Organization has finally come up with an official name for this strain of the virus. It's now called COVID-19.
The true number of cases in China is somewhere between 10 times and perhaps 25 times in some estimates the official case total. And the reason that we can make this estimation is because we know the number of exported cases from China, and we also know the number of people that have travelled out of China.
Have they been transparent?
We're finding out things in bits and pieces. They were not transparent at all, I would say, during the month of December. As we know, there was a doctor trying to raise the alarm.
Two citizen journalists who documented hospitals overwhelmed by the epidemic and the shortage of resources and doctors in Wuhan have disappeared or been arrested.
It's very typical Chinese government to try to control the narrative of this thing. They don't like scenes of people lined up on the floor of a hospital not able to get a bed. And that feeds into this whole idea that we have no idea how bad this epidemic is right
Wuhan
now.
And more than a dozen other cities were locked down, restricting the movement of 56 million people. Train stations and airports were deserted. In Beijing, large groups of people gathering in restaurants were banned. Face masks sold out. And even the lifts were shut off in Hubei province to discourage people from going outside.
Wuhan, 加油!
Even though all of that happened, the virus spread.
Is a serious and imminent threat to the British
public.
The
patient has tested positive for coronavirus.
We start with breaking news on the coronavirus outbreak.
5 new coronavirus infections that have been detected.
There has been another case identified.
There are now 2 cases of infection in the UK.
As soon as cases of the virus were confirmed in the UK, the government announced it was a serious and imminent threat.
Everybody in China knows there is censorship, and of course this is why these citizen journalists go there to get a glimpse of reality.
Okay, the state is responding to what you described as deep-seated mistrust. I want to quote state media here. It says, anyone who tries to cover up the extent of the outbreak will be nailed on the pillar of shame for eternity.
Fang Bin was the other voice of dissent. According to social media accounts, Fang Bin was arrested on Monday. Reportedly, he was trying to post another video at the time of his arrest.
Then he received a menacing knock on his door.
我的体温正常啊，我体温正常啊。如果你的病藏那个人家根本，问题是我没有病啊，我体温正常啊。你这样，你拿个身份证来，我不废话，你去拿个身份证来，你拿身份证来。如果你够法律条件，我们就按法律办，好不好？你找身份证来，你没有传递私人的住宅，不允许任何人上床，我有法律保护，好吧？
Fang had been posting videos daily, proof that he was free. Those uploads stopped on Monday, and he's been unreachable by phone, fueling speculation of his arrest.
And this is why a surge in the number of infections, which has shot up to 60,000 worldwide. That's after some 15,000 new cases were reported in just a day.
We are here today to discuss an unfolding situation, that of a novel coronavirus, the Wuhan virus. It is named because it first appeared in December in a seafood market in Wuhan. the largest city in Hebei province in central China, with a population of 11 million.
I would like to underscore what we don't currently know and what makes it very difficult.